you guys have all played in the old Meadowlands, or the old Giant Stadium, where the wind would whip and all. This building is a little bit different, but from what you see of the weather there and what she just said, how does it affect the game?
I mean, the rain affects every quarterback. Listen, nobody likes to play in the rain, but every guy differently. Listen, Aaron played his entire career in Green Bay. He's played in the outdoor, in the elements a lot. Bo Nix, coming from Oregon, has played in the rain a lot. He's also one of the most dynamic QBs in the NFL. So I think a little bit is to be determined. I can't wait for this matchup. Listen, I know the Jets are trending better, right? Again, we saw, I think Aaron took a significant step on Thursday. But it's not like they're lighting up the scoreboard. I mean, this is still an offense that's only barely averaging 20, just over 20 points a game, barely averaging 300 yards a game. And again, I do like the Broncos in this game. And Rex, you brought it up earlier with Bo Nix. I like what I've seen from this kid. I mean, he has the most college starts in the history of college football. And we talked about Jaden Daniels' athleticism. Yeah. This guy is an unbelievable athlete in his own right. Oh, by the way, he's the fastest quarterback in the NFL this year. Not just of rookies, of all quarterbacks. Watch him leave this defense in the dust. I mean, this guy is dynamic, right? And I don't think he gets called out for it a lot. A lot of people talking about him dinking and dunking and whatnot, but he's a weapon in the ground game. I mean, I think he can be a difference maker, even more so in the elements, in the rain. I mean, watch this play from last week. He took this game over. He was the best player on the field last week, right? The best athlete. I mean, again, these guys are diving all over the place, eyes in the back of his head. They can't touch him. I mean, again, I think he has a real chance. He's somebody you can build around, and there's a reason Sean Payton loved him so much.
So the Jet defense he's going up against today, Teddy, the last week was the first time they looked as good as they'd been advertised. And the reason is because they were playing with a lead. This is a team that was built to play with the lead. They hadn't done it the first 2 weeks. So the beginning of this game from that standpoint is critical.
Yeah, let's start about conditions for one, because it's going to be harder for the Jet offense to, I mean, we've already talked about some of the still growing things that they have. The Aaron Rodgers with Garrett Wilson, those type of things. Are they on the same page? Not really. I mean, if the weather continues like that, are you going to be able to continue that development? No. This could be a close game. And then they have to understand that Bo Nix is out there running around like he's Fran Tarkenton, okay? I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, watching this kid on film, the two rookies that look like they're not rookies, it's Nix and the kid in Washington.
Jaden Daniels.
It's Jaden Daniels. Those two that they're just out there having fun, signaling first downs and all that. So players like Quincy Williams, players like Will McDonald, the edge rusher, you got to get in this rookie's head, because you may not have a 10, 14-point lead today. This could be one of those grinded games, but I hope those coaches emphasize, yeah, it can be this. This is the way we have to play.
So, Randy, we don't know how the weather will impact this, but you were talking last night about the individual matchup of Garrett Wilson on one side and Pat Surtain on the other.
You know, I talked earlier about Jair and Jefferson, and I said there was two matchups today that I was interested in, and it's Pat Surtain, the second, going against Garrett Wilson. And the reason why is because I know about Surtain being able to shadow a guy and locking him down for 4 quarters. But I got a question for you, Greeny, being a Jets fan. Who's the youngest player in the National Football League?
That'd be the running back, Braylon Allen.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of high praise for a guy like Braylon Allen, and rightfully so. Everybody knows what Breece Hall brings to the table. He's the lightning. But I'm going to show y'all the thunder right here. And Braylon Allen, just a rookie. You said the youngest player in the National Football League here. Ladies and gentlemen, you talking about making a business decision. I don't care what the weather is going to be today, but this man right here, the Denver Broncos, going to have a decision made about how they want to tackle him today. If the ball is not going to be thrown in the air today and left on the ground, thunder and lightning for the New York Jets. I think they can get it done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you this. Last week I talked to Robert Saleh, and he was saying, he goes, Rex, I don't think people get it. Aaron Rodgers is moving like he did when he was 30 years old. So, and that's what we saw. The thing I was encouraged about most in that, 2 things. Number one was the mobility of Aaron Rodgers. Like, guys, he's all the way back, in my opinion. I know he's 40, but he can still move in that pocket, extend plays. All right, so watch for that today. The other thing is the Jets defense decided to actually blitz in this past week. That's what you want to do against a young quarterback. Don't let him get comfortable. So don't just play your cover 3 base defense every snap. Come after this dude like you did last week, and I think the Jets can have a big day and get this win.
I got something for Jet fans. You want to look to see if Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, it's like, boom, simpatico, and they're on the same page. It's the back shoulder fade, right? That's the throw that they missed last week, that Garrett caught it out of bounds on a consistent basis. That's the throw. When it was Devontae Adams, when it was any other of those receivers that Aaron had back in Green Bay, that was like clockwork. Look for that.
You hear a quarterback, he's going to be a little less mobile than usual. He'll be wearing the brace. They're going to lean a little heavier on the running game. What does that add up to today for the Packers against Minnesota?
I'm really interested to find out. I mean, listen, Jordan Love's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, so fantastic to have him back out on the field. But their opponent today, this Minnesota Vikings defense, is one of the most multiple defenses in the NFL. They present so many different fronts and coverages, and I think one of the best ways to combat that is to run the football, right? And Green Bay actually leads the NFL in rushing, but you want to know why? A guy named Malik Willis has been playing quarterback the last two weeks, and their offense completely changed. And now they're going to completely change back to a wide-open, little more pass-happy offense with Jordan Love. So I'm interested to see the dynamic today. Like, obviously, it's great to have him back, but again, they want to rely on the ground game.
Should the Packers have a Malik Willis package in their game plan today?
Well, I mean, at first I would say, oh, absolutely not. The heck with that. I would say 100% I would have one, not just today, but for the rest of the season. And I'll tell you why. Greeny, look, I remember when the Wildcat.
Rest of the season?
Yes.
Really?
I remember when the Wildcat came in.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I was on the field when the Wildcat came in.
Yeah. Well, and I had to go against it too.
Yeah.
It cuts in your preparation time.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for it. Look, Alex, you and I talked about this is like some wing T stuff.
Yep.
Like high school stuff. But you know what? It works. It makes you defend 11 on 11, and it takes away prep time and all that. So you don't know if a team's going to run it 1 snap, 5 snaps, 20 snaps, or whatever. I thought I liked it so much that I had a guy named Brad Smith who was a receiver and put that in as a package.
Right.
When I was a head coach, and by the way, he only averaged 13 yards a carry. We should have played it all the time.
I disagree. I don't want to do it the entire season. I mean, this is Jordan Love. I mean, this is a guy that's developing to be one of the best quarterbacks out there, and you got to take him off the field if he's limited today. Listen, they let those reports out, all right? They know the other team is playing it. He may come out and look like gangbusters tonight, and we may not see Malik Willis at all. I really would think it's got to be 5 plays maximum, some 3rd and short, some red area runs if you use them. But Jordan Love, I mean, these quarterbacks are sensitive, okay? All right, these quarterbacks, you're not taking any reps away from these guys, and Jordan doesn't want to come out. He knew who was in front of him, learned from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to concede anything, and I don't think he would either.
Well, would you take away reps from Drew Brees, a first ballot Hall of Famer with Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Trust me, it matters, and preparation is huge. I mean, it keeps you up at night.
So what you're saying is from making the defense work all week long to be prepared for something else. That's the part where you get the advantage.
100%. And the great thing, like I say, you don't know how many times they're going to use it. Well, we'll just run this one call. Oh, yeah, they'll scheme to you. Look, the best coaching job in America right now is this LaFleur.
Yep.
What he did, taking Malik Willis, who I never thought could play dead in a B Western, and all of a sudden he looks like a legitimate NFL quarterback. And, I mean, he took an entire package, changed an entire package.
So you bring in this package. Would you ever throw with Malik Willis?
He has.
On the new package.
Absolutely.
So every throw from Malik Willis is one less throw that Jordan Love is going to make.
That's fine.
We would love that.
Doesn't matter.
We would love that.
You know, you would love it if you're playing one coverage and I know exactly what you're in, and you could sit back, Taysom Hill or Malik Willis or anybody else can throw against the coverage I know you're going to play. So to me, unless you're multiple, we can run it anytime we want. And trust me, we did it against the Indianapolis Colts in a championship game, all right, with Brad Smith.
Yes.
I'm telling you, this is a thing that, because of the great coaching job by LaFleur,
yes,
you're going to have to prepare for it. And if you
it's
don't,
scary.
he can kill you like Miami did against the Patriots.
Randy, go.
I was there.
Hey, don't rub it in either. Don't you rub it in. You know, for the last couple of weeks, Jordan Love has been on the injury report. Do we sit up here on this set know how healthy he really is? Do we know? We know it's a knee, but do we know how healthy he really is?
100%.
They said a knee break. Yeah.
Well, after last week, we didn't see the trainers out there with him warming up. And what we said since week 1, if a player's hurt, we're looking for the trainers to be around him. The point that I'm trying to make, Rex, you made a great point. With the success that LaFleur is having with Willis, I think a two-headed monster, we talk about the two-headed monster at running back. We talk about a duo wide receiver. As productive as this offense has been with a backup, I don't see why he don't leave some plays in there. So if Jordan Love's, God forbids that he stays healthy. But if he gets nicked up today, he still has those plays on the back end. So, yes, I agree with you.
And the great thing is it doesn't have to happen. We get it. Jordan Love is a franchise quarterback and is a superstar. We totally get that. But just having that little thing that comes in, and, man, I'm telling you, it's the biggest pain in the butt there is.
Let's go to the other side of the ball here if we can, because we just passed the top of
Let me go to the
an
other
hour.
side over here and talk about all this Sam Darnold love. And let me give you some truth right here, okay? It's only a matter of time. Okay, it's only a matter of time. Quarterbacks, yeah, you talk about organizational development. Now he's got a coach and all this. Defenders know who this guy is. And it's going to come. This is a Cyndi Lauper true colors game, and I rarely break them out right. He's going to see some true colors, okay? I see your true. No, I'm not going to sing it, okay? Listen, that's what I'm saying. It's only a matter of time with this guy.
Before what?
The decisions that he makes, giving you the ball, throwing it into team meetings, he doesn't feel pressure. I mean, I don't think he feels pressure because he doesn't care. He's just going to throw it up no matter what pressure's there. I think that is still in Sam Darnold, and we could see it today.
I disagree with you completely. I think we see the other way. I think this guy continues to trend. I think those bad plays that we've seen that you put on the film wall, I think continue to become less and less. I think this guy's an unbelievable situation. Who's, by the way, if there was another coach of the year, it's Kevin O'Connell.
That's who I believe in.
Done.
That's who I believe in.
I think Sam Darnold is taken off. He's unbelievably talented. He's finally in a good place. I agree with that piece. I think we can.
He's done it for 3 weeks.
Real quick,
that's all
to
I'm
Alex's
saying.
point, you think about the quarterbacks that Kevin O'Connell has molded since he became the head coach at the Minnesota Vikings. So you talking about faith in Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer. A lot of talk about Matt LaFleur on the other side, but Kevin O'Connell's doing a hell of a job this year himself.
The Chargers will likely not have either of their starting offensive tackles. They're up against a Steve Spagnuolo defense, which has been dominant all season. Herbert has a high ankle sprain, and they have a bye next week. You tell me, Alex, should he be playing?
I listen, if he can play, yes. That's the reality. Yes. For them to have a chance, I think today he needs to play. And regardless, I think the game plan isn't going to look any different. You're missing your 2 starting tackles. You're not going to drop back all day versus this Kansas City defense. You're going to get big and run, and that's what the Chargers want to do. You're going to do some play action off of it, but you're going to have multiple tight ends on the field. Get your 300-pound D lineman fullback out there and ground and pound. And again, an ugly football game, but that is the reality. Listen, if he can go, I know he said he felt better this entire week. For them to have a chance, he needs to be out there.
Yeah, you got to. You play 17. I mean, if you're quarterback, you feel good enough. They're not going to put him out there compromised.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what the reports are, they see him 24/7. All right, they know how he's doing and if he can protect himself. And so that's obviously why he is going.
Yeah, and to me, it's like you don't punt on the division. You know what I mean? You're trying to win your division, and you're gonna what are you saving for? Kansas City's on top of that division, so. Yes, if he can go, and we all know this is one tough cat.
Yes.
And so smart, tough, and you got 2 backup tackles. He'll get the ball out of his hands, unlike the backup guys who struggle and all that. No chance. You literally have no chance if Herbert doesn't play. So to me, yes, he's feeling better. You put him back out there, let him go.
You do put him back out there, but I think when you're talking about a quarterback that you have so much faith and trust and you put the playbook on him, this is a type of injury, regardless of the bye week next week, that could be lingering down the season that could possibly affect them. So, yeah, he should play, but they got an off week next week. So I'm 50-50 if you ask me. But I think, let me flip to the other side. Lindsey said some great thing about Travis Kelce.
Yes.
And, his inability or their inability on the offense to get him the ball. And the rising of a young stud in Rashee Rice. I believe that Travis Kelce late in the season, you talking about the leading reception in all of football in the postseason. Travis Kelce will be there, ladies and gentlemen, late in the season. I think that everything that we've talked about for the last few years of all the drop balls for Patrick Mahomes, hey, they're going to regroup. They got to get him more weapons. Let's get him acclimated to those weapons. So right now, everybody's, panicking because Travis Kelce is not doing X, Y, and Z. But, hey, he has the younger studs picking up for this offense.
This is almost the way it had to happen. It had to happen this way for them to have, postseason success, late season success. Rashee Rice has to turn into a star. He has to, because if he doesn't, then if it's all just Trav Trav is getting up there in years, okay? All right, there has to be someone else that defenses have to respect. Well, Rice has to be
we used to say this. We say it about CD Lamb. What do we say? Anybody but
Kelsey.
There you go. Now he has some help.
Well,
so it'll come later.
It's changing.
Truth be told, Rashee Rice, the last half of the season, was in the top 5 receivers in the National Football League. It's not like it just happened overnight this year. The guy did it at the end of last year. So to me, look, I will say this. It's interesting because if you just look at the numbers, all right, now I have a feeling Greeny probably has them or whatever. But the last time Travis Kelce played the Chargers.
Yes. You want me to tell you what he had?
Go ahead, Greeny.
He had 12 catches for 179 yards.
That's a decent season.
Pretty good.
That's in one game? Are you kidding me? So that was that sorry defense that the Chargers used to play. It's much different this year with the young Jesse Minter taking over that defense and really making it tough on people. But that's the type of season. I mean, you think about.
Is Kelce going to have a game like that today? Maybe not 12 catches for 179.
He's not going to have a game like that.
Does he have a big day? Does he bounce back from what he's been?
I absolutely think he does. With Derwin James not being in there, I think it's going to be an opportunity for him, especially in the red zone. Guys, look, Travis Kelce slowed down last year. We can say he didn't. Yes, he did. All right, yes, he did. Everybody does. I saw it happen to Gronkowski and all that stuff. Gronk looked like he had a piano on his back by the end of it.
Are you still doubling him? Are you going to still double Kelce even though he slowed down?
I'm going to double him in the red zone, I can assure you.
All right, then.
But maybe not in the field.
Yeah.
Listen, I might give him more opportunities than I give Rice.
I know this. Listen, there's a lot of noise around Travis and his catches and production. It's not in that building, right? I know that. I know they don't care, and I know last year was a great example of that. Again, all the noise about could they get this offense wasn't the same. They lost Tyreek, and they just got better as the year went on, right? And they're winning games, and I think it is scary. They are not playing great right now on offense, and they're 3-0.
Right.
Their defense
They're stacking wins.
year.
And again, I think they will just continue to progress. To your point, Xavier Worthy, a new addition. I think Rashee Rice is phenomenal and completely underrated. Like his targets will come. I don't think there's any panic in that building.
Kelce is only 6 months younger than Rob Gronkowski, who has already retired twice. So for whatever that's worth.
Well, you get longer in your career when you don't block. Okay. All right. And Kelce, he ain't blocking like Gronk, and that's okay. That's okay.
Fair enough.
They know what month it is. It's September, okay? As we get in October, November, December, it's going to be Kelce balling out there.